You have reached your destination.
Yep. Okay, so it's transmission tunnel time. Here's the back of the main one. It's just greasy as all fuck. I intend on taking this to the car wash, actually, and spraying it out. Here's the outer portion of it. A little bit of rust. A little bit. This is an hour's worth of cleanup, so that's not going to be tough. The tough part, even though it won't be tough. So, I tried to think and tape at the same time, sorry. You can see how narrow it is back here, right? And you can see how old fatty fat is here. So I'm going to have to do some surgery and widen that, I'm going to have to widen the transmission tunnel. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is split this right down the center and widen it that way and see what I need to do after that. I may need to split it down the center here as well to get myself a little bit more reach. I don't think these are attached. Maybe they are. Maybe they're rusted together. Anyway, here is more of it. That's the tunnel cover, and those two bits there here go for my the brake assembly, handbrake assembly. This has actually already gone through my dishwasher once. Got me in trouble too because it was disgustipated. Getting in there is not going to be tough. This is the rear portion of the little tunnel assembly. You can see where somebody used carpet nails to install carpet. My intention is to hammer these as closed as possible. I'm going to apply, once this is all cleaned up and painted, I'm going to apply what's called, come on fucker, I'm going to apply what's called lizard skin. It's a heat shield on the inside of the tunnel and stuff. And then on the outside I'm going to put Dynamat or some other sort of heat barrier because of the heat. So I'll do it on the other one too. I have a truck, so going off to the car wash is going to be interesting. Here's some of it. I got a lot of it out, but I'm going to take a putty knife to the back here and get a lot more gunk out. And nails. Jesus Christ. So, what I'll likely do is just use my my little propane heater thing and heat up the backside while I scrape it off with a putty knife. Okay, so I've got a lot of good work done here. I've stripped off all of the gunk and junk and crap and shed and rust and everything else from these transmission tunnel bits. And what you're looking at is the after effect of fast etch. I'm using this stuff. I think it's, hold on, I'm going to pause. Okay, so this is phosphoric acid, which it's no big deal. It eats rust and leaves metal and leaves behind a nice dull silver sheen, which is zinc. It more or less galvanizes these things. So my next step after I let it soak in for a while is to rinse it off with water and then let it dry in the sun, which is still in force. It's fucking hot today. And then I'm going to just put a light coat of primer on these things, some rust inhibitor so it doesn't flash rust. And then think about what I'll need to do with this sucker. So here's a really good way of looking at this thing. If you follow the right side over here, you can see how straight it is going straight back. Okay, but then you look at this side and it goes over and it curves in. And again, that's to what do you call it? Take the shape of the MGA transmission, the 1500, the 4-speed. I've got an MGB 4 synchro 4-speed with overdrive, and it's got a fat ass, and I'm going to need to do some surgery there. I also believe I'll need to do some surgery for starter access and some of the things, but I'm going to look at that and see where I'm going. Once I understand what shape I need to morph this thing into, I'll do the cutting and the welding and so forth, and then, well, cut and weld it and shape it, make it stable, and then I'll put it back together. I've taken the handbrake off, which is over here. I'll clean that sucker up a little bit better, make it look pretty, service it, replace the springs and so forth, and I'll put it back on after I put everything together, and then I will call that done. If I do surgery in this area here, yeah, I'm just trying to think of the logistics. A nice even cut right down the center is going to do it because I've got metal in this area here and some here, which is it's not asymmetrical on both sides. So what I'm likely to do is do a diagonal cut there and along the side there, and then perform surgery as needed. I mean, do the welding back as needed. That won't be tough. You can see the sheer amount of junk that I've taken off of this. No small amount of these carpet tacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 7 that I pulled out. Another 100 million that I freaking ground down and then popped out, and there were pieces all over my floor. So, yeah. I'm going to pause. I'm going to eat some dinner. I'm going to rinse all this stuff up and then let it dry. Yep. And this is done. This is a very light coat of paint. I fully expect that I'll be baking a lot of this off when I start welding stuff. I just didn't want any rust to start. It already had a little bit in some spots. And I thought I'd show something interesting. Phosphoric acid is also used for concrete cleaning. That is the result of some of the etching fluid going directly onto concrete. So as your concrete starts to turn colors and age over time, you can etch it with phosphoric acid. I don't know how much the concrete wash is at a big box store, but there's your option. There you go. Didn't say I didn't ever give you anything.